It's finally over. The man accused of killing 2 and wounding 9 in a heinous shooting at Brown University this past Saturday was found dead by authorities Thursday night from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. Law enforcement tracked him down to a storage facility in Salem, New Hampshire. And now we know he is also the suspect in Monday evening's murder of a renowned MIT professor of nuclear science and engineering. So I guess we weren't actually safe when the mayor of Providence, Rhode Island said, I know we're safe because there's been no additional shooting since Saturday morning. Actually, the MIT professor was not safe. No one was safe until that guy put a bullet in his own brain. Here's what we know about the shooter. His name is Claudio Neves Valente, and he's a 48-year-old Portuguese national. So, who predicted he was going to be from Portugal? What? Who entered the country on a student visa in 2000. He started at Brown University's physics PhD program in the fall of that year, 2000, but took a leave of absence after the spring of 2001 semester and formally withdrew from the university in 2003. So what was he doing here? Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem gave some color on X last night. Quote, Claudio Manuel Neves Valente entered the United States through the Diversity Lottery Immigrant Visa Program, DV1, in 2017 and was granted a green card. This heinous individual should never have been allowed in our country. In 2017, President Trump fought to end this program following the devastating New York City truck ramming by an ISIS terrorist who entered under the DV1 program and murdered 8 people. At President Trump's direction, I am immediately directing USCIS to pause the DV1 program to ensure no more Americans are harmed by this disastrous program, unquote. The AP reporting it was not immediately clear where he was between taking a leave of absence from Brown University in 2001 and getting the visa in 2017. As far as the shooter's connection to the slain MIT professor, the FBI believes that they attended the same university in Portugal, where the professor is also from. The shooter's 48, the dead professor 47. No other information about motive is yet available. We have no idea. No idea. By the way, there was a report, he'd been yelling something. What was it? They came out last night. Nobody knows. Somebody said he might have been growling. Nobody knows. We don't know why he did what he did. As we've been reporting, the Providence police and mayor mostly looked feckless and incompetent throughout this investigation. And it now appears that they had no major leads until Wednesday. We'll have more on that in a bit. But that did, and like I said, a man died. I'm not blaming the Brown and the Providence officials for this murder of the MIT professor. But I would think when you're like, yeah, you don't need to shelter in place, no one else has died, and then a man dies, and then you find out it's the same shooter, it might tamp down your self-congratulatory tone when you come out to say he's finally been caught. Watch this.
Tonight, our Providence neighbors can finally breathe a little easier. We all worked well together to be able to identify this suspect.
I'm extremely proud of this department, and actually the officers, the detectives. It was all about groundwork, public assistance, interviews of individuals, and good old-fashioned policing.
And I will say that everybody brought a certain expertise to the table. You can feel like you're chasing leads and they don't work out. But the team keeps going. But when you do crack it, you crack it.
Okay. Joining me now to react to this and so much more is Buck Sexton, co-host of the Clay Travis and Buck Sexton Show. Buck, welcome back. What do you make of the apprehension of the suspect who was dead, but they did find him? We don't know when he killed himself. Could have been as they closed in, could have been earlier. Point is, he's dead and he's not going to hurt any other people. But the back patting by the Keystone cop crew was a bit much.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, Megan. I think that this has become a little bit of a trend, and it needs to stop. And I speak with some background in this because I was at the NYPD Intelligence Division doing high-profile counterterrorism investigations, including the Times Square bombing of that Faisal Shahzad carried out. And so I remember getting called in on the weekend because the bombing happened, and we had a task force, FBI, all these other agencies, and we had to find this guy. We got him. We got him at the airport, actually on a plane on his way to Pakistan. So that was a near miss. And I think everybody took a moment to say, oh, wow, we got to move a little faster next time to get an individual. There wasn't a press conference called for everybody to high five each other in law enforcement. And I think that this is something that everyone who's observing these press conferences now, because they are major news events, they shouldn't be used as PR campaigns for a department, for a mayor, for a governor, for any of the above. They didn't do great.
For the FBI.
Yeah, or the FBI. Yeah, the FBI did this too recently, and I called it out on my radio show, Megan. It was we're so great, we're doing amazing work. You don't need to tell us.
It was a little uncomfortable.
It was weird. It needs to stop. And I think that this, unfortunately, maybe is a byproduct also of like the social media era, where people want to be able to take a bow publicly, but there's no need for what we saw in Providence, Rhode Island here. I mean, this was way too congratulatory. I mean, people were shot, people were killed, and they didn't get this guy really. I mean, he killed himself. So they need to slow their roll a little bit and focus on good police work next time. And also, don't tell us to avoid misinformation online. That has a very Orwellian tone to it. Like, you got to be careful about all the misinformation. No, we don't. Go find the shooter.
No, we were getting lectured to. Even last night, Christina Paxson, who is the president of Brown University, was out there sending an email to people being like, it was just very unfortunate, the misinformation that went around about, potential people involved in this when looking at their social media. And it was like she was kind of over the top in her chastising. It was like, you know what? You know what actually solved the case? Social media solved the case. Some guy who saw the suspect was posting what he saw to Reddit.
Yeah.
And like in great detail. And the Redditors encouraged him to go to the police, which he then did. And this guy proved to be, it looks like, we believe, the critical force that led to this guy's identification and not arrest, but murder. I mean, suicide.
From what I understand, Megan, and there's still details coming in, but it seems that this guy who committed this mass murder and suicide took some security steps as well to make this more difficult. And I think that with law enforcement, they have some incredible tools, again, tools that I actually used in a prior life myself. Things like people will say, well, why can't they just ping his cell phone? Well, they can, but this guy apparently didn't take his cell phone with him for the shootings. Why can't they?
Or they're saying he may have had foreign SIM cards.
Yeah, or he changed out his SIM card. But I mean, he didn't bring like this is who I am, this is my name, cell phone with me. Even if you ping phones, you're pinging in an area. So there could, a place like Brown University, there's going to be, I don't know, a couple thousand people that are probably pinging off that tower. So it can whittle things down, but it doesn't mean that you have the so-called smoking gun right away.
There are a lot of politicians that should be getting coal in their stocking for Christmas, but Birch Gold thinks, as a smart planner, you deserve silver. That's why for every $5,000 you purchase between now and December 22nd, Birch Gold will send you an ounce of silver, which is up over 60% this year. See, smart people diversify and have a hedge. That's why you should consider Birch Gold. With the rate cuts from the Fed in 2026, the dollar could be worth less. And what happens if the AI bubble bursts? Consider letting Birch Gold Group help you convert an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in physical gold. And for every $5,000 you buy, you will get an ounce of silver for you or your kids. Just text MK to the number 989898 to claim your eligibility for this offer. Again, text MK to 989898 because Birch Gold's free silver with qualifying purchase promotion ends on December 22nd. Message and data rates may apply. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.